Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Astral Tourist. I'm so glad you're tuning in today. I've received many questions about the unique methods I use for astral projection, and I'm super excited to share them with you. In this episode, you'll learn the exact methods I use to leave my body and navigate the astral plane, and you can start using them as soon as tonight. So, get all comfy and let's dive in. Step number 1, I reality check throughout the day. I still do this over the years and years and years. Throughout my day, I make it a habit to pause and ask myself, am I dreaming or astral projecting? It might sound simple, but this is where it all begins for me. The more I check my reality, the easier it becomes to slip into lucidity, to become fully aware, whether I'm deep in a dream or traveling beyond my body. I'll check my hands to see if they're glowing, flickering, or becoming wispy. I'll give myself commands like float or fly to see if my body responds. It's really funny to do it on the stairs. I also repeat the mantra, remember to remember to remember, reinforcing my intention to stay conscious no matter where I am. Think of it like a mental workout, priming yourself to break through the veil and experience something truly extraordinary. Step number 2, making intentions and focusing on a target locale. As I begin to drift off, I set clear intentions and bring my target location into focus. I usually keep my intentions simple unless I have a specific destination in mind. One intention I often use is astral project to somewhere beautiful in the future and remember to remember it. I'm always incorporating and reinforcing remembering to remembering, because that way, like if I'm deep inside 2 or 3 astral projections, sometimes I'll just think back on each one and I'll remember to remember backwards too. So this helps reinforce my focus, ensuring I stay conscious as I sink deeper into relaxation. Next, I bring to mind a target location outside my physical body. Ideally, choose somewhere up high, like the top of a tree, floating in the air over a mountain or above a body of water. It shouldn't be too close to where you live, but also not so far that it feels unreachable. I personally have a few different target locales, but beginners should start with just one. My personal ones are on top of one of my favorite trees and over a nearby lake that isn't too far from me. I just try to, get in the air over that lake. That's my favorite one because I just love that lake. But the tree works really well too, or, you can use the tops of roofs if there's a building you really like. Keep it simple though and begin with just one. And once you've successfully reached one, you can experiment with other ones. You may not make it that far at first, and that's perfectly okay. What's important is having a destination for your mind to latch onto. It's a clear signal that you're preparing to leave your body and that you are super serious about this. Once you do, the key is to move away from your physical body as quickly as possible and head straight for your target location outside. If you don't gain enough distance, you might be pulled back into your physical body before you have a chance to explore. Stay focused on your destination and trust the journey. Step 3, music, mantras, and meditations. If I'm having trouble falling asleep, I mix things up a bit by reciting mantras or singing songs silently to myself. When I do, I alternate between the mantra or song, whatever I'm doing, my set intention, and my target locale to keep my mind engaged and focused. I'm kind of multitasking there with all three. I don't use binaural beats or headphones right as I'm falling asleep because I find them too distracting. If I listen to binaurals or sound meditations, I listen during the day, then I recall them later as I'm falling asleep. The Monroe Institute has a free meditation audio playlist on YouTube for those who are curious. It's free. You can check it out or not, whatever you like. And remember, there's no one size fits all method, but with patience, intention, and practice, you'll find your own rhythm. Keep experimenting, exploring, and trust your process. And because this is a unique, what works for me sharing, the mantras I like are just plain Om, 21 green taras, white Vajrasattva, Ganesha, and yellow Zambala. Oh, and also Amitabha. And a song that, one of the songs, many songs that used to work for me were by Lorena McKennitt, way back when I was like in my 20s, and also Enya songs. Anything that feels expansive, really. And I would listen to those in meditations during the day and then recall them and remember the journeys of the songs as I was falling asleep. Lately, it's more about my intentions and I'm honing my focus, maybe throwing a few mantras in there. But those songs that sounded so expansive really worked for me when I was younger. So, experiment on your own with what works for you and see what happens. Step number 4, recognizing the vibrational stage and hypnagogic clues. Here it comes. It's time for the transition. You're in that space between worlds now, and you'll feel it. The hypnagogic sensations, the buzzing sounds, tinnitus, hearing music, feeling vibrations, pressure around your head, and even pulling and tugging sensations. These are all your clues that you are about to break through. Do not ignore these signs. For me, in my particular case, I have to break through quickly or I'll simply drift off to sleep. And that'll be that for me. I only have a few, seconds to minutes to make it happen. Others I've seen have had success by staying with those vibrations and deepening that stage. Some people bypass the stage altogether, and sometimes even I bypass the stage. I'll just phase out into my target destination in the astral without going through any of that. So for me, it's different all the time. So ultimately, it's all about experimenting and finding what works best for you. Step 5, going with the flow and using commands. Astral projection isn't always a smooth ride, so I've learned to embrace the sensations that come with it and work with them. Here's the thing, you're not just a passive observer at this point, you're an active participant, working with the sensations and flowing with them. I sometimes liken the vibrational stage to getting a car started. After it has started, you still need to learn how to drive it. Now let's dive into some examples of how you can take the wheel of your astral energy body, going with the flow and using commands to steer the experience. Earthquake vibes. If you feel like the earth is shaking and quaking under you, don't give into fear. Instead, use those vibrations to your advantage. Command them like a Jedi harnessing the Force. Command, shake me out, and trust that the energy of the vibrations will carry you into the astral realm. Focus on the power of the vibrations. Remain calm and let the Force literally shake you out. Next, head exploding syndrome. This is a wild one. It might feel like your brain's about to detonate. It's a wild sensation, but trust it. shoot out like a rocket during that sonic boom feeling. Command yourself to zoom out now and let that powerful surge propel you out, right out your head. Embrace the sensation and use it to your advantage, like a launch pad, catapulting you into the astral realm. Separation occurs when you let go, when you stop fighting the physical sensations and allow them to flow through you. So don't resist. Let the energy take you where you need to go. Next, tingly feet pulling and tugging sensations. When your feet start to tingle or you feel yourself being pulled or tugged, imagine yourself turning into water. Focus on relaxing. I command myself to relax and flow out my feet just like water. I actually try to embody water itself. I call on water, the elemental of water, with all my might because this one really jars me sometimes. So, the pulling and tugging feelings like that can feel super jarring and surprising. So I like to counteract that on purpose. I like to counteract this vibe with a nice, soft, flowing command, like melt or flow, and then actually try to become something flowing, like water. You could also use light or something else that appeals to you. Just counteract that surprise, feeling of surprise somehow. Next, hypnagogia like loud sounds, tinnitus, voices, or even music. If I experience loud sounds, tinnitus, voices, or music during hypnagogia, I use commands like scream me out, ring me out, or sing me out to guide myself through it and stay focused. For me, I get most caught up in choirs singing. If I get that one, I kind of want to stay there and listen. But this is only going to hold you up if you stay. So don't stay unless you're on purpose trying to deepen that stage. Just get out of there. Next, feeling light, dizzy, or spinning sensations. When I feel light or like I'm spinning, I command float, fly, go, go, go. This helps propel me out of the physical body with a greater intention and focus. Whatever sensations arise, I work with them quickly before they fade. The key is to act swiftly and use whatever energy is happening to my advantage. Step 6, don't give up and don't panic. Just like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, do not panic. And you might feel like you've been working at this a while, but this all takes practice, remember. You've got to learn how to drive your astral energy car here. So do not give up. If these techniques aren't working right away, it's completely okay. Expect this to take a little time, and if it doesn't, that's great. Sometimes the door doesn't open on the first knock or even the 20th. That's when your backup plan comes in. Astral projecting from a lucid dream. Patience and persistence are key here. Step number 7, astral projecting from a lucid dream. If you've been practicing reality checks regularly, like we already covered, it shouldn't be long before you become lucid in a dream. Once you realize you're dreaming, make the command, I will now astral project. Keep your target location in mind or use a practiced affirmation such as go somewhere with people in the future, or my favorite, go somewhere beautiful with people in the future. At this point, a few things could happen. You might suddenly wake up into the vibrational stage in your physical body. This is a great sign, as you can practice transitioning into the astral from there. Alternatively, things may get blurry and then clear up. indicating you've already autonomously astral projected and began dreaming while already out of your body. If nothing happens, simply reaffirm your intention to astral project and ask for a portal to appear. Then fill in the blank with your desired destination. Often a glowing object or portal will materialize. It could appear in various forms, through a window, a wall, or even just a swirling spot in the air. Once it does, touch it or step through. I've even encountered a portal as just a smudge on an old brick wall before. It won't always appear directly in front of you, so keep an eye out and stay open to its form. Step 8. The wake back to bed method. Whether all of the above methods worked or not, I also use the wake back to bed method. I wake up after sleeping 4 to 5 hours, use the bathroom or read for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then try it all over again as I fall back asleep. I find an alarm too jarring, so to make sure I wake up, I'll drink plenty of water before I go to sleep. That's my little hack. Now for some final thoughts. Everyone's experience with astral projection is unique. What works for me might not work exactly the same for someone else. But the most important thing here is to stay patient, stay focused, and keep experimenting with what feels right for you. Astral projection is as much about intention as it is about practice. Trust your process and do not give up. That's it in a nutshell. I hope my method helps others who are trying to unlock this fascinating experience. Keep exploring and remember to enjoy the journey. If you found these tips helpful, please share, like, and subscribe. Happy astral travels as always.